Hello everyone and welcome to another MKM draft. Okay, there's a gamble from the special sheet to be picked, but I have 3 out of 4 gambles. I'm not going to redraft it because this pack has some pretty darn good options. The outrageous robbery, well, it can be slow in the early to mid game, of course. Maybe you just do it with x equals 2 and 4 mana draw 2s aren't that amazing anymore. But later in the game this has such a amazing payoff that it is going to be the pick here. I also like the Sumala Sentry quite a bit. Of course, it being 2 colors, 2 drop means that this kinda forces you to draft green and white. It's a first pick that might just not be usable when the colors aren't open. Makeshift Binding is also a fine removal spell. Person of Interest, high quality red card, although not really maybe a greatest first pick. But hey, let's still take the outrageous robbery. And for some reason the Vein Ripper got passed to me. It has to be so that, well, it's still possible this pack had something else, other rare. There could be up to 4 rares in a pack nowadays. But this is one of the strongest limited cards. And do I have a playset? No, actually I get to feel my playset of this particular mythic now. It's also possible people just don't like black in this format and they are willing to actually pass some crazy bombs. I'm very happy taking this now that I took the robbery pick one. It's a crazy good start for the draft. Alright, let's take it and see what else I'm gonna get here. I will definitely play black here. There's just there's no way I'm not gonna play this. I also need a lot of black sources for this thing, but it won't be a problem. I will just play like maybe 10 swamps or some combination of ways to get black mana. Total of 10 minimum. I think I'll take the Whipcracker here. I'm definitely picking something non-black from this pack. I mean, this is black, but something that's also requires some other color. The Whipcracker is a great 2-drop. I could take the Nervous Gardener if I want to have a green card, because it actually can help me fixing that triple black too. But I think this is such a high quality 2-drop. And given that I have also the outrageous robbery, I kind of like the idea of being black-green here. I'll take it. And okay, I got to analyze the pollen, which is not like a bum or anything, but it is a good card. Especially in this deck when I collect evidence 8 and get my Vein Ripper. But other than that, this just is nice little, you know, sort of, well, it doesn't fix green mana because you have to have a green mana to cast this, but at least I can get my black card. I can play this as the 17th land. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how on my mana curve. I have 2 cards already that require a lot of mana, so this could be my 18th card in addition to 17 lands. But yes, this is the pick here. The Scoundrel and the Alibi, they are fine, but I like to analyze the pollen here, and I seem to have got my colors here because there's also the Bite Down on Crime. I could also take the Savior or the Crocodile. These are playable, of course, both of them in any kind of a black or green deck, respectively, but I think the removal spell is what I'm more interested in right now. Okay, there is a Glint Weaver. Now there's also a 2-drop, but this is now a really good way to stabilize, and I'm early enough in the draft that I can actually just get some kind of ramp. So actually, after taking this Glint Weaver, which I will do, I'm interested also in the 3 mana sorcery that fetches you a land and gives you a clue token. I have definitely reasons to ramp now. So let's take this over the Automaton and the Hellion, which are options for me too. And this is really nice because I definitely need cards like Tunnel Tipster here. So let's take that and okay, I think this pack one has gone extremely well here. Just amazingly well. Now I also like the Creeper, but I think here with the triple black card I should take the Escape Tunnel. I want to have my triple black whenever Vein Ripper is in my hand. So I'll take it over the Creeper and the Informant, but I would take the Creeper over the Informant. Am I even going to play a Public Thoroughfare? I think I could play one, but I like that card a little less. It's so slow because you have to use basically 2 mana on the turn when you play it, unless you happen to have all clues laying around, and I don't think I'm gonna have them too many here. I'm taking the 3-drop here. And I'm getting a 2-drop. The magnifying glass is slightly worse than the other kind of ramp because it doesn't help with the triple black. But I'll take the offender now. The magnifying glass is of course great still. I mean, not great, but it's still useful in ramping to the Clint Weaver and the outrageous robbery. But I think I will have opportunities to pick the magnifying glass later on. Okay, it's pretty funny that the scapegoat and the tracker are still here as the remaining 2 cards once I pick this analyst, because they are quite fine cards. Okay, I'm happy about the scoundrel. Alright, now do I get something great here? Well, I have something good here. I will be taking either the Soul Innovation or the Slice from the Shadows. I think I like the 4 mana -4/-4. This is a 5 mana -4/-4 with the additional help that it does a lot of other things too, including deals with a disguise creature by just using 3 mana. This costs 6. Now, I still think I'm taking this. It is so efficient at dealing with those 4 toughness creatures. I guess that's specifically the case when this is better is when you have to deal with the 4 toughness creature, but okay, I'm still taking it. Deadly cover-up, presumed dead, hard-hitting question. I'll take the cover-up. This is obviously the kind of deck where I can benefit from wrathing the board, and because I have such a nice late game here for post-wrath shenanigans, so I'm going to actually prefer. I like this card a lot in this deck. No, I don't like wraths in every deck, but this is definitely the kind of deck with the payoffs I have for the late game that it is an easy pick here. I will pass here on good stuff like the Panther, the Question, the Reaper is fine. Presumed Dead is, I think it's quite okay too. Escape Tunnel, I wouldn't mind having more fixing for the triple black, but let's just take this thing here. And let's see if I can even get the 3 mana sorcery. What is this pack, by the way? I would want to get one of those ramp sorceries, which are not that great. Usually they go pretty late. But so, for some reason, I've been past some crazy stuff, and now even a cryptic code. Why is... no one is in blue to my left. I mean, the first 2 people to my left are not in blue, because cryptic code is insane. It's not so good when you splash for it. This is good, but maybe I don't need yet another. I'm just taking the eavesdropper here. It's such a nice 4-drop, but the case of the locked hothouse isn't bad here, but it requires 7 lands. I don't really have the kind of land fetching yet. I don't know. Anyhow, the cryptic code is at its best when you have a double blue available. It doesn't require, but you want to be able to return it to your hand and replay it on the same turn, so you need double blue for that. So that's why I don't like that card too much when splashed. It is still a card worth splashing, but my mana is a little bit, I have some constraints here already, so I don't want to add another color here. Here I will take now the analyst. I have some self-mill now, so... oh, interesting. I could even take the chalk outline. I don't have that much collect evidence. I have some. The analyze the pollen is... bite down on crime is this thing actually does collect evidence too. The option is just to take like the Alle Salat. In this deck I don't think the case of the Trampled Garden is that good. The Maverick goes well with the chalk outline. I don't think I need another Assailant. I'm taking this just in case it's gonna give me something. Now there's actually 2 cards that synergize with it quite a bit. The Extract, a Confession, and the Nyx Weaver. No, actually, no, yes, this returns target card. Mills and returns a card to your hand. I like the Extract, the Confession, but it's rare when you get to play these bonus sheet cards. And I'm now black-green. I'm doing this. This mill is, by the way, not optional. It is mandatory, so that's something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind in when you are risking to actually die. But I guess you can always exile this to return something else. Anyway, here the Nervous Gardener is exactly what I want. And here I have a shot at the Creeper. This might actually be a deck where the Multipede does something. Mana curve wise, I'm not sure if I care about the 4-drop. I'll take the creeper, though it's nice to have a way to deal with artifacts and enchantments. Okay, what is the choice in here? This is not a case of the Trampled Garden deck, like I already said. I could even play the Sanguine Savior. The lifelink can help me. Okay, here I got nice options. The Buried Panther will still be my pick, though I want to guarantee the mana for those expensive cards. Okay, this is very nice pack. This might be a main... No, I think it's a sideboard card. Mystery Key. I'll take it the 4th one of those. It's actually quite nice too in the blue decks. Okay, Conspiracy Unraveler. I do have a playset of them, so I'm not gonna take a mythic rare here just to complete the set. And Jarus is also splashable, and I have means to splash, but I just want to have another one of these high quality 2-drops. The Karlov Cracker is exactly what I want to have here. Good early, good late, and buys me, trades very well. It buys me time to get my expensive good stuff going on. There would be a 3rd analyst potentially coming to my way. Okay, jeez. Cryptic codes going everywhere. What the... I mean, he's from the other direction, so the person to my right isn't drafting blue either. It's so insane. I mean, the pick is the radical, or, if I so choose, the code. I don't think the fanatical strength is gonna be the pick over the radical. It's not. I just don't want to splash for this thing. I have enough late game power here already. This is better in the late game than early game, and this is not gonna be a turn 3 play for me quite often if I just splash it. So I'm taking the radical, keeping it black-green here. But man, imagine if I drafted blue somehow in this draft. I would have 2 cryptic codes in my deck. Okay, what to do in here? I have a... I don't like this too much. This actually does work with the self-mill, to solve it. I guess I could try it, but I don't just like that card very much. I think it's between Alibi, Go-Hound, the Fanatical Strength, the Scoundrel. I need to make a decision. I could even take the... Okay, I'm gonna have one Alibi here. I have a bunch of creatures, so I will have some tricks. I like the Alibi quite a bit. Okay, there's some nice cards in here. The Whispering Vampire, the Gear Drake, Galvanize. Okay, there is They Went This Way. This was the card I was looking to get earlier. I haven't picked a Pick Your Poison for sideboard, though. I really like to have access to these, but I think They Went This Way is just the card I want to actively play in this deck. So I'm gonna play it and pick it. It's a shame to not have the Pick Your Poison for the sideboard, but oh well. Okay, what to do here then? Clint Weaver number 2. Now it is a 7-drop, no disguise options. There is also a Maverick. I'm not sure if I'm gonna main deck the Chalk Outline. If I am, I will want to take the Maverick here. I think playing 2 Clint Weavers and the other expensive stuff might be a little bit too much. Maybe as a sideboard option. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna play it, but I'm not necessarily going to main deck it. I'm happy to have this Pick Your Poison over the Fanatical Strength. This is more important to have at sideboard. Oh, there, I got one of the roots too. Well, with roots I definitely should have taken the Maverick. I'm not quite sure if I can do the graveyard stuff, but I'm picking the card now. Maybe I can. Okay, there's an Etrada. I think I'll just take the Mythic Rare. I have so many playables here. I need to make some cuts so that... Yeah, I'll take this. It's a Mythic Rare. I'm not going to splash it. And here I'm just taking 20 gems. I won't have no room in the deck for these things. The other stuff in my deck are, at least good enough. So might as well take a little bit value here. Okay, I'm gonna fill my playset of crime novelists here. And I do have the option for the Gorgon's Kiss. I think it's a kind of more interesting card than the Fanatical Strength. I just don't think I have room for it. I already took an Airtight Alibi. I'll take this for now. I don't know if I'm gonna play it. Deck building will be, interesting at least. That is 29 cards. Do I main deck double Clint Weaver? I could, I kind of could, because the additional ways to get more mana are analyze the pollen if I play 17 lands with this thing, which I think I like to at least consider. And then there's the tunnel tipster, of course, it is can be removed, but it's not so reliable. Nervous Gardener, if you can reveal it before it gets removed. Then there is, of course, Torpedo Panther, and I will be playing They Went This Way as well. Now, another way to get more lands is to sacrifice these analysts. You might mill lands here, and then you can, get them back. I didn't get a third analyst in the final pack. It could have come back to me, but someone took it. Okay, I have to just probably be reasonable here and not play the chalk outline and roots. I like to try these things, but I think you have to more draft around them. I still have a lot of cards that don't kind of work with that at all, and I have so many cards in here that I have to choose my game plan. Is it more focused on the graveyard stuff or the ramping kind of stuff? And I do like the ramping here with these payoffs. So I will cut the chalk outline. I will cut the insidious roots. And repeat offender. Okay, the case of the Gorgon's case. I'm not gonna main deck it. I will only play it in. I will maybe sideboard it in if I feel like it's somehow going to happen. 3 or more creature cards going to graveyards during a single turn. That usually involves attacking with multiple creatures and then doing this thing post-combat. You hope that at least one pair of creatures trade, and they are not tokens also, because this only cares about cards. So 2 non-token creatures trade, and then you kill a third non-token creature with this ETB effect, and that's your 3. When this is already on the battlefield, if you had to use it before having the guaranteed solve for that turn, opponent is not going to make it easy to solve this thing. But I have the self-mill here, which will help a little bit. The Nyx Weaver and the analysts here. But yeah, I don't think I'm still gonna main deck it. The repeat offender is indeed the least. The only reason to play this because I have not a lot of early game here. So if I just want to have a 2-drop that is able to trade with something, I guess there is the Gardener, which you can as an emergency play that as a 2-drop, but that's rare. That's a rare thing. Okay then. I really want to try the double Clint Weaver with the amount of extra mana I have here. I would cut 3 cards. Okay, I will just do it. Repeat offender, bye-bye. I think I can cut the Savior. It's like the least synergistic with anything. If I'm up against an aggressive deck, I can get the lifelink flyer when I'm sideboarding. Now, what is... I kinda like the Alibi. It's just some nice combat trick / counter, say, removal spell, and you can do some great curve outs with the whip crackers. The opponent has a blocker for this on turn 3 when you are attacking, and they try to trade with this thing. Instead, you play the Alibi and you have suddenly a 5/4 creature. The Radical is kind of like an additional payoff for having a lot of mana, which this deck will have if I'm gonna play the Pollen and They Went This Way, which like I said a couple of times already, I am going to do that. So I will make one final cut, which shall be I think it could be the Assault. The reason I'm keeping these, I like the 3 mana 3/3s, even though they're ETB tapped. These guys are fairly good at trading in the kind of a early mid-game part of the game, and all I want to have with this deck is time. But I can cut one of these. I think this is, considering that I can also play as a 3-drop, the Creeper and the Scoundrel and the Radical. This is still, enough stuff to do for turn 3. So this is now my deck, and I'll just add lands, which is not that hard. The Escape Tunnel and even a split is not usually what I want to do when I have a triple, caster in the deck. But given that my fixing relies on having green mana, I think I have to play the 8+ Tunnel for green as well. So the Analyze the Pollen and the Panther both can fetch me a swamp, and so does. And so can they went this way. This is like a 3 hidden extra black sources here. And I do need the green early, actually. I have a lot more green cards in here. Even though I got past a lot of the good black cards early, this is not really a lot of black cards in the deck, and I didn't even cut that many. Like a couple of black cards I only cut here. So I will need to play the 8+8, and I should have the triple black with the fixing available in the deck. Okay, that is the main deck. Pretty cool deck, I would say. Okay, I have a Panther here. This is a keep. A little bit of ways to get the 2 additional swamps, but this is fine. I can cycle this on turn 2, play this on turn 3, for instance. This you don't always want to disguise early, because you actually have to pay an extra mana. Okay, I get to kill the token unless they're gonna crack it now. I guess it's very possible they don't have a 2-drop, but I already got my Deadly covered up. That's a game plan all by itself as well. But the Whipcracker destroys any kind of tokens, so it would eat the clue token if they get a board presence now, but they do not, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I was saying about this thing that you don't always want to disguise it, because then you have to actually get to 6 mana before you get the 5/5. You can just hard cast it at 5. Now, the Whipcracker can still get something from me, so I'm actually choosing to do this. I think I'm just trading this guy away. I know this could be a 4-drop, but I do have to. I'm trying to, keep some stuff in my hand for the post-wrath. Of course, there will be the Vein Ripper always. And this does good enough job blocking the Inspector. If they attack into it, okay, well that is something for the Vein Creeper to deal with. Alright, now I'm of course in this deck that has 17 lands and still multiple spells that get me lands. I'm actually still, dead in here. Well, not dead, but soon if I don't draw the lands. Well, the Nyx Weaver can block the 2/3. So let's just play that now. This does require 6 mana to kill the War Leader's Call, so I don't know how can I time it. This can get me the Panther back. This is any card. It's not just permanent. This returns any cards, including like the rats and all that, but of course I'm a little bit constrained on mana. Okay, this thing has reach, but they can still, of course. By the way, what kind of synergy is this? It's amazing. So I can kill here a thing, but I can block it, but I still have to take it too. Okay, well, only one land there, and well, this is the way to lose here. I will have to bite down on the crime, of course. I can do it. I can do it as a 2-mana spell here, so let's get rid of that guy, and I will not try to raise here. I will simply block. Okay. I think this is an amazing deck. It would be such a shame here to lose, just to not drawing the mana. And I built the deck so that I do have the additional mana sources. Okay, that's actually fine. They don't even get the 2/2, so that was. I just, like I said, I need to buy time to play the cover up, and then I do need to save the creeper for this because this. I have drawn no lands. The only land I got was when I cycled my Panther. I mean, this thing keeps pinging me even if I wrath the board. So I need to deal with it. And I can't play this face down. I need this to be in my post-wrath games, but it's starting to get a little ridiculous here. I kept a hand with 2 lands and a land cycler. Okay. Well, let's do this for now. I don't know what this turns into, so I don't really want to risk it. If I draw at large, okay, well I get dealt 8 now. And now I need a land. I can't jump block this guy. Well, that is the land. And that's the black producing one. So I have to kinda... I'm gonna do this just to be sure, because they can just remove the 1 blocker and then I'm, dead. So I will have the 2 blockers here. I might even offer a double block here. Yeah, that makes sense. Make them use a combat trick of some kind. And then I have to rat the only creature they have. Oh, this is fine. These are trading now. But 4 creatures and will kill me. I have a lifelink. No, I don't. Oh, that's 3 already. I mean, I guess I can see if I... No, there's just no... I don't want to show them the wrath. That is the thing. I don't want to show them the wrath, because now it's just... I won't get this War Leader's Call killed. I mean, I can see if I even draw the land, but... and I did it. Wow. I mean, this thing would kill me unless they have no creatures. There's not a lot of time for the creeper to do its thing, but yeah. Despite the way I built my deck, so let's count now. I already used the Panther, but I still had to analyze the pollen. I have they went this way, and even the Gardener and the Hipster here as ways to, get more lands from the deck, but I just drew none of that. Okay, Pick Your Poison is in. The War Leader's Call, of course, has to be dealt with. And I need mostly early stuff here. This also deals with the War Leader's Call. I could see maybe not playing double Clint Weaver here, because if I draw one of them, even the Robbery might actually be a card I could be cutting here. I like the life gain, of course, a lot, but... So the kind of late game cards are the Robbery and the Clint Weavers. I can use the Panther, of course, earlier if I need the lands. The Death Toucher is a good blocker, the 4 mana 4/4 is a good blocker. I could even play the Offender, but I don't think it's even that great based on what I saw. It will have good trades available, I'm sure, but I'm still doing the analyst instead. Okay, I need to make a cut. I'm thinking about the Assailant. I'll cut the Assailant. I could have also just taken one of these expensive cards, but I guess I do have to ramp in this. Well, maybe not so much of a ramp, but add ways to get mana. So I might have a flooded out game where I do need these things. I'm gonna have it like this. Okay, that is much better. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get the green here because this will get me the third black if I happen to get the Wayne Ripper. And there's the Panther too. It is like semi-tempting to now to play this as a 2-2. It's not the worst idea now that I have these 5 lands already, but I take 1 damage here. I could have prevented that by playing the 2-drop. Okay, now I get the lands. That is typical. I do have the payoffs for having a lot of lands. Next turn I'm just playing my 4-4. This thing of course keeps flying, which is not great. The Market Forge Phantom is such a high quality common 2-drop. Okay, I get all the lands now. They had the Offender at Large as a face down creature in the previous game. I can trade with it using the Radical. Are they gonna make a 4-4? Yes, they are. Okay. Well, I better get something to play for the next turn. They have a shock to finish off the Radical. Can I draw my Rat now? That would be nice. No, they have the +2/+0 thing. That's what they have. Alright, I know. It's not a shock. They're gonna get a 2-2 out of this deal. So I'm gonna just trade this guy here. I don't need the land really. Okay, they missed on the Dog Walker, and I got the... I have nothing to play on this turn, but at least I have a very good thing here. If they can't remove it. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. They could just have an under job and that would be horrible. Okay, just a Dronesmith. I can live with that. I will block the Orangutan for sure, but... Okay, what the... They could have left themselves a red mana open here. I don't understand. In the previous turn they really... Oh, they don't attack with the Orangutan. Well, I can't block here. Okay, I mean, they could have... I don't understand it. The 1 mana red card, they had the mana for it. Alright. If they played that in pre-combat. Now let's do this though. And we'll see if this is gonna work. They can just sack this Inspector for the ward. Alright. War Leader's Call, I'm dead. So they're gonna have a +2/+0 there. And I'm gonna die on this turn. I mean, is it a surprise? Look at both of how they curve out in both games. Of course, in the previous game I had the Rat in my hand, so I could have survived better. Yeah, they are gonna have the +2/+0. That is so annoying. I mean, I'm gonna lose my Wayne Ripper. I need to get the Wrath, of course. The Dronesmith and the Voltage Call is just also sick. And their 2 mana guy has indeed been a 2 mana 2/2 flyer. It just flies every turn. Okay, so I can take 8, potentially go to 1 if they choose to pump. Creature or land card. Alright. No matter what I do, the outcome is gonna require me drawing the Rat. So I'm just thinking, should I double jump here? Oh, it is not gonna be jumping, but I do think I need the Rat. because I'm gonna lose the Vein Reaper and then I don't win. So I have to get the Rat, which means I'm gonna do this. Because this allows me to get the most triggers out of the Vein Reaper. So it is like 1 in 27, and maybe I have 2 draw steps, do I? I do gain here a bunch of life. So this can get me any creature. It's just that if I collect evidence 8, that means only the radical remains in the graveyard. I'm gonna have to take the... What is the creature I can... I think I need to do this. Clint Weaver, well that's of course a very good one. Whipcracker. Even the Creeper is kinda good in dealing with the Warrior's Call. I'm gonna play the Topiary Panther here. Yeah, I maybe need this, but okay, I'm having only one time out here. Maybe I kinda think that I don't have then... No. It is really difficult. I think the Clint Weaver is gonna be the better one, but it's not easy, because now I will not lose my Panther. I hope I don't... Do I have to block with it on the 5/5, I mean? I of course assume they don't draw another trick here. So I will take 2, 3 in the air, counting the ping here. Yeah, the Clint Weaver is going to be... If they attack with everything... Okay, they don't, so I can do this, and I will gain a bunch of life here now. And I can still draw the Brat, of course. That's not it. I'm going to get full life based on the greatest toughness. I guess this can be just a 3. Maybe it should be a 4/4. I'm gonna gain 7 life and make this into a 4/4. Sorry, like this. Yep. And I could attack. 8/7 trample. They would have to... Yeah, triple block and they would lose the Dronesmith and a 3/3. I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I have a 2-turn clock here, but I'm not gonna risk it. I will take 1 every turn thanks to the pings from the Dronesmith, but I think my top decks are fairly good. Alright, so they actually have drawn 2 cards and they still actually just have a trick here. This is crazy. I mean, I needed them to not draw this well here. At least it is just a Lightning Helix, so they don't get any additional value here. And I can still draw my Wrath. I can also draw a second copy of a Glint Weaver. Yeah, well, let's do that. And I'm gonna have here 2 5/5s, or if I want to gain extra life, I make a 6/6. Now I guess I will make a 6/6. That gains me an extra point of life. And now the Eavesdropper can do its thing. I can get an outrageous robbery. Okay, 2 fresh cards. Okay, 1 card. That is a flyer, but I can block it. They can suspect my blocker though, that's gonna be good for them. Alrighty then. I think I'll just do this and crack the clue immediately. It can attack on the next turn as a 4/4 though, and that allows me to, you know, actually attack. So okay, let's see what I mill here. Land, Clint Weaver. Okay, only one land, but yeah, the Nix Weaver would be of course good. But anyway, that's that. I should maybe play all the lands, because if I get an outrageous robbery, I want to use maximum X there. So because now if I, for instance, draw a land on the next turn, I won't be able to have all my lands on the battlefield. I just wanted to not give them information about the situation. Oh man, give me a break. They sort of L2-1 top. Okay. I need my rat now. That's the I mean, it feels like I did draw well here, but I'm just okay, that kills one of the tokens. Because now I'll have to top deck like specific things again. That is not it. I'm willing to trade with, you know, the 3/3 there. They might double block here, of course. They do not. Now the rat isn't even so great now to draw. Because I have no refilling myself. I was supposed to play these things, you know, post-rat. I already have lost my Wayne Ripper. This War Leader's Call has, how many pings it has made? It has made dealt an amazing amount of damage. Anyway, that is the card I wanted to have here, so I will X equals a lot, because I have also the tipster. I'm gonna do it in their turn, of course. So let's try to survive one more turn here. I think I'm not losing turn on the job, so this should be fine. I don't think I'm gonna get them decked, but I will get, of course, a lot of cards now. Alright, so now they're gonna have a trick of some sort. I'm just blocking with my 5/4 here. I have with my 6/6 on their 5/4. Okay, that's still not gonna help them survive. Do they have triple tricks, double tricks, I mean? They do not. Now they can suspect my creature. So this is no longer going to block. So X equals 7. That's the tips. That's the amount of mana I have now. So just tap everything and this thing. Opponent. So they will have. Currently they have 10 cards remaining in the deck. Right. Gatekeeper is going to be pretty good. I can get rid of the War Leader's Call. I don't have a planes here though, so actually that's not gonna happen. I don't have a means to make white mana, yeah. That's right. So I can play it face down, but I cannot undisguise it. Watchdog will be quite good too. Sack an artifact. I don't have an artifact to sack right now. If I attack with 3 or more... I don't think I'm attacking with that many though. Not on this turn. I have this +2/+0 here, but it costs 5 mana. I do have the bread for it. I'm not going to attack with 3 or more this turn. I'm gonna attack with this guy and just playing the Watchdog. And I also will play the Gatekeeper because I cannot turn it face up, so I might as well have a 3/2 there. This only triggers once no matter how many face down creatures are happening, so I don't lose much there. Guardian. That's another fantastic card. The opponent's deck is just insane, and look at this, they just keep... There's no break here. They actually can attack in there. I'm just losing here, you know. I guess I can have a massive attack myself too, but I'm not gonna block that. Yeah, this is just... I don't know if even the rat helps me. I guess it would help a little bit because I have these things in here. I don't sadly have... I don't have an artifact for the Krug to sack. But of course, the highest toughness they have is now 3, so I'm going to attack here with this. Probably with this too. Am I just gonna be dead on the next turn? I think I am, so let's do this. Let's go with a bang here. Because I have the only thing they don't know about is the +2/+0 I am dealing here. But they can play around it. And as long as they don't lose the Dronesmith, I'm gonna be dead. Because I cannot... They can't block with the person of interest. So... They are taking 5. I can guarantee them taking 7 here from the Glim Fever because I will, you know, pump it. Yeah, but this deck the opponent has and their draws have been just amazing here. They didn't have any long, land pocket in their deck, for instance. So is this lethal? Everything is blocked here, so it's not lethal. So I'm going to die because... Oh no, actually I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna die because I can kill the Dronesmith. I can pump the Tunnel Tipster. So if I do that, I have a couple of blockers. Well, anyway, I have to do that. This is gonna cost me 5 though. Well, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, they have the Guardian, but yeah, this thing has... So this is only gonna... Yeah, alright. Here. Okay, the Watchdog died. Ah, yeah. So this comes down. Okay, so if they draw a land, I will win. That is the math. Simple as that. If they draw a land, I will win. If they draw a creature, I will lose. Because I'm taking this here. Okay, well anyway, it's very simple. I can block the Guardian. I will take 3. A creature will cause them to ping me. And I think my next turn is a victory, yeah, because they have only 1 blocker. If they don't draw a creature. Or I guess removal will also help them, but... If that is a creature, that's slow playing, so I do hope it's not a... That would be a little rough. Okay, that was a land finally. On a very critical moment. Warrior's Call. I even had my, the pick a poison somewhere still remaining in the deck. Yeah. Okay. It's pretty amazing I won this game. Double Clint Weavers were pretty done. Important. Their deck is pretty darn good. Do I have any artifacts? I don't think I do. Because they have the orangutan, which can deal with my... If they kill a clue token, that's not really such a big deal, but them killing an actual card would be pretty horrible. Yeah, Sanguine Saver, that should be in the deck. I need a life in here. But what is not in the deck? I don't think I really like the Offender that much. Just the one toughness isn't that great. A Scoundrel maybe is the... I guess it's gonna be one of the fours. Scoundrel or the Radical. Both can be disguised for 3 or hard cast for 4. I guess they have a Lightning Helix which kills this, but this survives. And this effect, the trample effect, is of course very, very good. So I'm going to cut the Scoundrel. I want to play the Analysts, they are good blockers. I cut the Scoundrel here. I'll have the Sanguine Saver. This thing will mill 3 cards. I might get, Evidence 8 soon here. So I'm keeping it. But I don't like it. I don't need a land with this thing, so it has to get me a creature. But the self-mill here, hopefully is good enough. This deck is still mana hungry, so I think keeping a 5-lander isn't that bad. Of course, I do need to draw something good, and I did. So, I mean, not good, but something. Just something to keep casting spells. And, okay, they miss out on a 2-drop. That's a very... they did mulligan, though. Okay, well, that's the card I was supposed to fetch with the Analyze the Pollen. Well, I have the evidence now, so I can get the next best thing, but man, that was... It was actually my game plan to get the Vein Ripper. There's no option to get that. I can still get the, the 2-3 from Theros, the spider that can get me a card from the graveyard. But anyhow, let's just, I still play it face down. If they're Lightning Helix it, I don't care, and I might as well get the extra land from the deck. I can have the Soul Enervation. This is a good one. It also makes me gain 1 life with the Analyze the Pollen. Okay, face down creature. Okay, this is the thing that can actually get me my Vein Ripper. I do want to play this only at 6 mana, so I'm guaranteed to get it. Okay. Well then, I'm not going to use the Vein Ripper for the collect evidence here. I'm just going to... It is very tempting just to play this, but it is so good at getting the Vein Ripper, and I know they have a Lightning Helix in their deck. Okay, I'm going to just do it like this. Play slow, have mana up for the Soul Enervation, and this thing, and I guess also for this thing I have 1 land in the graveyard. Okay, that's gonna die before it attacks. Alright, they went this way. I can get a land and I can crack that clue. I'm doing that now. And then on the next turn I can play a Nyx Weaver. And this will get me a glint, the glint stuff. Yep. I wish I just could get my Rat, because if I could get my Rat I would basically win here. Okay, so this can be a Dog Walker. The 1-3 is good against the Darkwalker because it can keep, block the tokens, but this could also be the thing that is a 3-2 that dies into a 2-2. That's what it can be. Okay, let's do... Okay, pass the blocks. Let's do this. I will not crack the clue now because I'm going to still get the land with the other thing. Let's hope it's a Dogwalker, not the 3-2 that dies into... Okay, it's actually... like nothing. Wow. So they were actually willing to let it go. That's really key. I guess they were playing around a trick. But I mean, if I didn't get the land, they would not have gotten the 1-1s. Alright. Let's get, I have a swamp here, let's get a forest. Alright, there is one of the Clint Weavers now. Also, I can just do that. Huh. Make this into a 6. Well, I'm going to play this now. Gonna enhance both of them. 5-5. This is quite useful as of 2-4 already. Although it's not so good at blocking this guy. I'm gonna give this, 2 counters. I could also just raise, but if they remove this, I take a lot of damage. I'm gonna play the slow game. I have 9 minutes and 40 something seconds, so I do need to also win before I before I lose on time, but they have 18 minutes. So I just hope to get a rat and then it will be dealt with. But we will see. This will get me another Clint Weaver. So this thing mills cards and then I can return a card there. Yeah, I think I'm kinda wanting to... I'm gonna do this now. I don't know if I'm getting the Vein Repair immediately, but I might do even that. Okay. At least they don't have the War Leader's Call there. That is very important. Okay, so now that's... I'm suspecting they have the 2-3 trick. I mean, 2-0. What did I say? 2-3. I was looking at my own 2-3. That's why I said it. But the +2/+0. I'm not going to. Huh. I mean, it's pretty safe to block with the analyst, isn't it? So let's see what happens. That was an unyielding gatekeeper. Okay, they are gonna make that. This is still a good. I guess they do have the +2/+0 there. So that's gonna be a 2-2 now. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, and I'm gonna lose on time if I don't play. Okay, they have the +2/+0 there. So now I have the option to get my lands. Because they will have a 2-2 anyway, but I have only one land here, I think. Yeah, okay. So if I let that happen, they will be top decking. I think I'm gonna get my Vein Reaper now. Man, I'm gonna do this first. This gives me, I mean, I guess if I use that, I can't. Alright, I let this happen. I'm going to draw the card, and I think I am going to use the Nyx Weaver to get a Vein Reaper, and then I have a bite down on crime. Get some drains in there. Okay, I have a War Leader's Call answer. I hope they don't top deck an immediate answer to the Vein Ripper, and then I will be biting down on crime here immediately. I feel like it's kinda important. I will lose some evidence, but I'm getting more evidence too. I'm gonna just do the garden. I need 6 total. This is... It has to be 2 creatures. Okay. I guess it didn't have to be 2, but okay. Anyway. Alright, I can win with the Vein Ripper. I'm at 29, so on the job won't be lethal. They already used an unyielding gatekeeper, so hopefully they don't have another one. That has to be... I think I'm just gonna... This could be the 5-4. I don't mind if my token... If they use their turn to flip it. This drain will happen still, and I'm at a healthy life total here, so... And I can get the Glint Weaver now. Okay, that's gonna be huge. That's actually huge. So I'm going to not even care about the Volder's Call now. With the Alibi, I'm winning in 2 turns. I have actually won this game now, I'm pretty sure. Because this will protect my things. They attack with everything, I block the 5-4. And on the job is nowhere near enough. I didn't need the rat here. But what a match. What a match indeed. Okay, 2 fresh cards, but only 3 mana. They can play a land and then they can play a card at 4. A Lightning Helix can still make them gain life, and they have that in their deck. So they could be in 11, at 11. This is gonna make them go to 4, so that's really good for me. Unless they can save their offender, but now they're gonna go down to 4, and the Vein Ripper is doing its thing most likely because I can protect it with the Alibi. Okay, that thing has reach, so not quite yet. So can I get any creature that kills this? I don't want to waste too much time, but I can get any creature. I guess I will just do that then. I will want to collect evidence so that one creature goes away, because that triggers my thing. So this is now it. This soul enervation will trigger. Savory, okay. Yeah, I actually had a win there. Yes, I know. How do I win here? And it is by getting a crawl whipcracker. Kill this 2/2, and this will trigger. And then, this blocks, and this will trigger. And this is how I won this pretty darn good deck the opponent had. And I needed some of my good bombs, but I didn't need the rat. Okay. Okay, I'm on the draw. They Malik Advance, this is of course a very nice hand. I'm happy to keep it. I'll just get a swamp with this thing. Yeah, I like the demonic tutor on a Vein Ripper. Here, I'm not gonna wait for the tokens. I'm gonna play this. Okay, that's not nice to see when you are on the draw and they have the turn 3 eavesdropper. Also, my turn here is going to be rather useless. Didn't even get my disguise creatures. And of course this would have taken the clue now. Bye. I expected just to have a disguise creature, so that's why I didn't wait for this. I'm going to attack because they can just attack with the eavesdropper and they don't even need to crack this thing pre-combat. They can just crack it if once I choose to block, and then it's a 4/4. I might actually consider the Panther cycle here, because then I'm very close to collecting evidence, and I could get my Vein Ripper, which is a card that of course wins games. And I want to have the 7th mana for the Clint Weaver. I'm actually doing it, I think. Okay, they are gonna play a 3 mana card, most likely something with disguise, and this is gonna be a 2/2. They have more board presence. The tipster accelerating their plans was really relevant now. Alright, I'm getting like a forest. I have 3 swamps here already. So that is a bunch of evidence. Hopefully they can't randomly exile stuff from my graveyard. Just can do this now and hope that I'm not dead already. Can I just draw my Wrath? This is also one of those situations where a Wrath would be amazing. So my game plan is probably to lose now some creatures so that I can collect the evidence on the next turn and maybe just either play a spell or crack a clue. Okay, well, I'm just doing these blocks. There's no reason to do anything else. They do have 5 mana, so they can... Okay, they can have that. Oh, well, that is a good one. But it's not gonna help me right now. Yeah, the Vein Ripper isn't gonna be good enough. Did it have to be this? It could have been, of course, any of the 5 mana reveals. So, any way to neutralize this guy? These are not easy ones. The Tunnel Tipster was such an important mana. It was just an additional mana source. A mox, almost. They have had so much more mana than I, and they have been able to use it so efficiently. So my only kind of a decision point here is, do I want to crack this, see what I draw? Do I want to go for x equals 3 in here? And in which case I wouldn't be able to use the analyze the pollen. But the thing is, the Vein Ripper isn't actually gonna save me in this situation. I need something that can block that guy, 2/4 or something. I'm taking here 8 damage if I let them attack. Nothing here helps. I need to take something. I'll take a green. Oh, actually this does help. I was... Oh, look at this. Almost lost the timeout, but I forgot I do have 4 mana here. So I can play my 4/4, which of course will still not do anything if they have a... Yeah. Okay. That's that. And even the kill spell on my guy. Game 2. That's of course gonna be 8 power double strike. I will lose to this attack. Well, don't think I care about the savior that much. I will be on the play. The case of the Gorgon's Kiss. I don't think it's gonna happen. It would be nice to have the 4/4 Death Touch lifelink, of course, but how can I make it work? And what I would be cutting if I want to do that? I don't think I will be cutting anything. I will just probably play the same deck. Yeah. A lot of these 5-landers, but with the robbery, I'm gonna keep it. I have a turn 3/3/3 at least, and opponent mulliganed again. They did mulligan in the previous game too, but it didn't really, matter. They had a perfect start in there. I don't think a random 2/2 is really gonna matter, even though I don't necessarily need the mana that much. I'm still gonna play it as disguise creature. I'll get my 3/3. They again have the tipster. Is that gonna be the Loxodon guy? Not this time, but this is gonna be a 2/2 now. I'll try to have a little bit of a race here. The double striker requires double red, by the way, to turn face up. So even if they have a mountain here, they would not be able to turn the double striker face up. Okay, another one of those. This tipster getting bigger is actually very good feature of it. Okay, so they are not... Wow. They are willing to trade this guy. It's removing a 3/3 from them and a mana. They really were scared about this. Get a swamp now. Okay, that is amazing. I think it's gonna be an outrageous robbery for 3 in this turn. Even if they have a land, I think this can hold the fort here quite nicely. They might have a pump spell, but I don't actually care, do I? If I attack here, they attack for at least 4. I'd rather play the longer game because I do have 3 cards coming here now, for instance. They might have a removal, but anything that makes them use mana to deal with my creature is fine. Okay. Well, they are missing the red mana, of course. I'm in a pretty good shape, but unless I do get a rat, this is still gonna be not so easy. Okay, the galvanize is help. The orangutan doesn't do much here. I didn't get a land, so... Yeah, well, I can just play this as a double striker, of course. I'm not gonna trade my guy. I know I could have punished the double block, but I don't think they were gonna double block it. I'd rather have the blocker. Now they need to deal with this basher. Okay. No tokens, no artifacts to kill, no card. I cannot draw a card, so I can't make this deal 5. Well, I guess that's that. I can save my guy with Galvanize if they block with the Gossip. They chose not to. It's quite good because this gives mana for their things here. So I actually could have gone for the pre-combat Clint Weaver. Now that I actually was only thinking about these things. I'm quite sorry about that because this was the play to make. But I can have it as a surprise on their turn. I'll just play this thing and have mana up for the Galvanize, and I do have even the Disguise mana. So I guess I could play the Whipcracker too. Okay, fine. I'm gonna do it. And now I don't have a mana to... I guess I was never going to try to kill a Disguise creature anyway. Only face up once. So I have the Galvanize here still. But yeah, I mean, they were tapped out. Attacking with the 5 powered double strike trampler would have been the move to make. Okay then. These things dying don't go to my graveyard, they don't give me evidence. Now this, they have now 6 mana for reveals. It could be 6-7, for instance. A 6-7 is a possibility. But so are many other things. I'm still going to... Am I? I don't like that they could have like a kill spell on the basher, but... So if they have a 6-7, then I can galvan. This is gonna deal 6. Alright. You know what? I'm doing actually the attack like this. And I use the galvanize to finish off whatever large creature it's gonna be that they're gonna turn face up. Okay, that's fine. I'll let this trade happen. I'm not gonna use the galvanize. So they're gonna lose the gossip and turn one of their guys face up. It was a 6-7. So now I have the opportunity to just finish off the... I can save my basher, that's what I'm thinking about, but I'm not sure if it is going to make sense, because this is not so good against the 6-7. It is good when it gets some counters though. So I'm actually doing it like this. They also take more damage and they are, you know, a little bit in trouble. I can actually use the Nyx Weaver to get me an outrageous robbery back, but I don't know if I have time for all that. Okay, now they have only 2 for reveals in here, so I can have now the basher is gonna be quite good. I don't think I'm gonna go with the robbery. I will mill some cards first. That will also give me evidence for the analyze the pollen. I mean, I could just get the, you know, I could now get the Vein Ripper with this thing. It's just not good enough yet. I mean, then I don't have a really that... Well, actually, I have a good attack. What I'm saying here. I do have a good attack. I can just attack with everything. With Vein Ripper on the board. And that should be the game, right? It's kinda going all in. But with 2 green and nothing else. They might have a pump spell somewhere. But as long as 3 creatures die, that's all I need. Or they take some damage. So yeah, let's do this. Let's show them the Vein Ripper. These bounce off. This dice, they are gonna go to 4. and they cannot, I mean, they either creatures die or they take damage, so this is Vein Ripper with the Demonic Tutor. Pretty nice. Actually, yeah, it's pretty darn good to have the Analyze the Pollen in the decks where you have such high impact creatures. Now I mean, this is not gonna matter at all. They are just beyond dead. That's 4 triggers. That's what the Vein Ripper does. That's why I wonder why I got this at pack 1, pick 2. That shouldn't maybe happen. Alright, so it goes to game 3 here too. That was a crowd control warden. And that's a crowd. Okay, double of those. They have a lot of these 5 mana reveals. But they have the tipsters, they have the gossip. That's a lot of extra mana. How do I deal with all that? I'm like semi-tempted to use this, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Is anything like bad here? I don't think anything is that bad. The Savior, they might not have that many reach things, well this big guy is, but I didn't see the 2 mana 1/3 for instance. I could do some work with the flyer, having it instead of like the Assailant, but I like the Assailant bringing a 3/3 body here. I'm just using the same deck here. Okay, it's time to have one of these. The hand is fine. And it would be great. I mean, it would be quite good if one of these was a forest. But my fixing is based on green mana. So I have to draw either the tunnel or one of the 8 forests. These can, reveal exile forests from their deck, but I'm gonna mulligan this. This is too risky. This is good. And sadly I do have to lose some of these. It maybe even is the Panther. The Panther does, I mean, I probably have to use this for mana, that's it. The Assailant can be okay. Maybe this is not so good. This also fuels the Analyze the Pollen, but yeah, the thing is, this may be going to be a land and not collecting evidence. Tipster will be my turn to play, that's like obvious. This would be a very fine hand as a 7 card. I would really like to have access to all of this stuff. But maybe it is the Panther. If I'm using this for a land, well, I could use this for a land and then not this for a land if I draw some lands here. But I mean, Assailant and Nyx Weaver, I just like the board presence here. Okay, I'm gonna actually get rid of the Nyx Weaver. And if I draw now a land, maybe I don't use the pollen yet. But if I don't draw it, it's gonna be a... Okay, yeah, this is... It's obvious now that this is going to be a swamp. I still take a swamp here because I want to have the triple black available. So, tipster again, yes, they have maybe multiple of them. Well, that's 5 mana, if the tipster survives. Okay, Dronesmith. So I'm close to the Panther. Alright, well this is actually fantastic. I will just play that thing as a 4/4, not getting the tipster, +1/+1, but I have already a 7-drop here. This reveal cost is 7. Okay, I don't like seeing that, but maybe... Alright, next turn, Zoberry Panther. I'm gonna play this now face down, because it would be a tapped anyway, they can't block the Dronesmith, and this way I can make these be a 2-2, and maybe they use like a removal on it. And of course this thing has the, you know, the drain effect as well. Now that it is face down, it's really expensive, but I can make it happen if I have the mana for that at some point. I could also just double block the drone smith, but the problem with that is they have a pump and I will lose. I will take the 2. Because I don't want to, I mean, I lose both, and I don't want to lose the tips that I needed for the next turn's Panther. No. They had the interaction, they removed my blockers, this is not good. And in this case the mana source, not a blocker. Ah man, that is so bad. I drew a thing I can cast, but the problem is still that I might even need to get the land for here. But it's so good to play the Clint Weaver after. This is gonna be a 7-7. Do I need to fetch a land here? I'm not gonna block that, of course. That's too risky because it can be a 7-7. They can be the green-white hybrid, which I saw 2 of. Yeah. So I can the problem is this as a 3-3 and this as a 3-2. They don't block the warden so that it dies. If I draw an untapped land, I need to... Yeah, this is gonna... Yeah, it's not gonna work. I think what I have to do is just do the land cycle and hope to get a brat here. I need the brat now. So this is the beginning of the end. I have one more turn, maybe 2. I'm gonna go to 6 here, but the Weaver, if it survives, these jump blocks are just horrible. I'm forced to make jump blocks now. I'd rather have the reach guy. But I need to now draw a land here just naturally. Or the rat. And the land must not be the enter-stabbed one, the tunnel. Okay, so rat 1 time, please. 1 time. It is 1 out of 26. That's not enough. Okay, nothing to do early. But again, I have the Panther into evidence. I'm keeping it. I will just draw the, 2 or 3 mana cards here. Because I have plenty of them. Okay. Or the rat. Well, I know I kept a risky hand, but drawing 3 lands back to back there is not the average case. It's nowhere near the average case. So now I have to again hope to draw wrath or probably lose the game. That's not what I want to be hoping for. First play on turn 6 is not the way to win games. I don't care about their lifelink actually at all. I just need to stabilize. Alright, well, it's a joke of a game. 4 lands in 4 draw steps. I would have used those lands in match 1, game 1. If you remember, I had the rat in my hand, but I was stuck at 3 lands. I drew like no lands at all there. Come on the job, do it now. Yay, I get something to play. I guess I can try. The Phantom will be flying too. I mean, this thing has the reach, of course, but the Panther won't be blocking any of those. If I for some reason can survive until turn 7, I of course will gain a bunch of life from the Clint Weaver. I have also the option now to cycle this to get a creature with Analyze the Pollen. I would have 8 evidence in that case. That means I need to draw Wrath, right? Again with the Bother. It isn't the first time in this event. So is there any creature that allows me to survive if I use the Panther for a land that I don't truly need? I would have 5 mana for the creature. Now I do have another Whipcracker in the deck, but I don't think it's the kind of a winning game. That is 7 damage in the air if they can make the Phantom fly. Or if they just kill the Panther, of course, that will also work for them. Can I just play a Topiary Panther? It just loses to so many things. This gets flying and that's it. Let's just draw a rat here, shall we? That's not it. So, no Vein Repair or anything. I could actually use this for... Wait a minute. I could use this and I would gain 1 life here in that case. If the thing... No, then I don't have mana for... I don't have the 2... If I had the 2 extra mana there for the Whipcracker, but I'm 1 short to doing it. Yeah, that would have actually been not bad at all. Well, now I'm going to just do it like this. Get a creature. I have a 5 mana available. Nyx Weaver isn't the worst. I think I'll do that. At least I have a block here on a 2-2. Of course, if they have a kill spell, I'll just lose, but I was always gonna lose in that case. This is now on the job. Or any trick, of course, works. Well, I drew, what, 4 lands back to back? Yeah, let's have an actually magic game. Pick your poison isn't actually that good against the onlooker. So I'm not going to use it in this particular game. I have a Reach Kaisen here. Yeah, I'm just using the same deck now. Okay, now this is a land. Oh, this is land, but anyway, this is a keep. And they mulligan. Yeah, this is gonna get me the swamp immediately. So they did keep 6, yes they did. I have a 2-drop now. Novice Inspector? Yes, because I can get the clue token eaten now. The more I play with the Whipcracker, the more I like it. Okay. Am I gonna start a raisin here? Because this can block the Phantom, but I'm gonna... If they want to block for some reason, double block, block with the Phantom, no reason to double block, they can do that. And I'll play the Analyst now. And then on the next turn, if I don't have my 4th land yet, I can use the Panther to get it. Mill land, Vein Ripper land. Okay, well that's 2 lands I can get with the Analyst. Even more if this mills more lands too. Gardener. Nope. I want to make a land drop this turn. Okay, I have 3 lands in the graveyard. I can get 3 lands by sacrificing an Aftermath analyst. Okay, double block is maybe safe. I don't think they can deal 6 with a single card. It would need to be some weird combination of cards. I'm gonna lose one of my guys. It could be the 3-2 that dies into a 2-2, and I'm actually fine with that. Okay. Well, they was able to deal 6, but at least I got rid of the Bone Brute. Multiple Inspectors also. Okay. I don't get my lands. No, actually, immediately drew the 7-drop, which would have not really liked to have them. Well, okay. I could play the Eavesdropper, but I'm gonna actually get my land drop this turn, and the way to do it is do it like this. I have a Vein Ripper in the graveyard, but I still have this thing that could bring it back to me. So I think I'm gonna get a swamp here instead of a forest. Bone Brute. I think it's for still a fine trade, but it's just a kind of a shame that the Clint Weaver, I drew it immediately after losing the chance to get my 3 lands. But okay, with these land drops, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. I wonder if I'm supposed to just crack the clue now to have a Clint Weaver on the next turn. I miss out the 4/4 attack that way. Okay, their deck is insane. Well, I mean, not insane, but look at these cards. They have triple Market Watch Phantom. When do you get 3 of them in one single draft? It is totally unfair. So, do I want to maximize my chance to get the... I think it's better. I miss out on this, but actually now that allows me to play the Clint Weaver, and I can really do well in the race now. How do I split the counters? I guess making 2 4/4s here is best, and leaving these as a 3/3 that can block these guys. This kind of minimizes the amount of life I can get, but I think I like this just more. Are they gonna go for some kind of a double block? Oh wow, that's really nice. Now I just need an outrageous robbery. Or the second Clint Weaver. I have actually a lot of my top end is in the graveyard, but the spider can fetch one of them. Ah, they can actually make the Phantom. They can make the Phantom into a 3/4. Am I supposed to attack with everything thanks to having the solo enervation? I'm absolutely attacking with the Gardener. I think it's doable. On the other hand, I could just play Tipster Scoundrel face down. The Scoundrel will be okay with the 6 mana reveal. This becomes a 2/2. I want to do it that way. I could play this face up and still get the ETB trigger. Okay. I'm gonna do just this. Because I don't want to use mana for the enervation when I do this 5 mana set here. Because I think I'm winning this race. Depends on what this thing is. Hopefully not another Bone Brute. It's a rare, so it's not likely. They do have those Phantoms though. I mean, this is like the perfect 2-drop common in the set. It's so good. And who knows, maybe they have more than 3, but they have at least 3. Okay. Detective, so 1 mana equips available. Is that a reason to play like a... what's the card? Pick your poison. Probably not. Okay, there's either a Dog Walker or the thing that taps, untaps or something like that. But of course, one of my guys can become indestructible this turn. Yeah, I don't have mana to do both the enervation and the face up reveal. And they did not go for the equip, that means they are gonna use... They are going to use something, but let's first do this. Are they gonna like tap untap the blue-white hybrid thing, and Dog Walker is one other thing. It can also be they wouldn't have tapped the mana this way necessarily if they had the 2/1 life-linking flyer, because it's of course black-white hybrid. I think I am attacking with everything though. I don't mind trading Tipster for anything, and my reveal will be quite good. It will save one of my guys, and if they go double block this Death Toucher, which it will be once I reveal it, that will be great. Okay, this is actually fine. I'm gonna let this happen if this is how they're gonna plan it. But I think they're gonna... So a Dog Walker in there, and then now I can turn this guy face up to save my Clint Weaver from a death. Now they have no more detectives, unless this is once they turn it face up, so the equipping will be quite expensive. I have still the solo innovation even if I keep drawing lands. That's something to do. Vein Repair is there, Analyze the Pollen is there, Panther is there. So my deck has like a Clint Weaver. It has the 4 mana 4/4, I think. Okay, they're gonna kill one of my guys. That was a good set. I mean, one of them was a top deck. They needed both of these to be able to deal 4. Solo Innovation is good though. Vengeful Creeper is a good one, of course. As well, I can do this with the removal backup. I mean, they cannot block with a face down creature and make them survive. So either they jump block with the dogs or take a bunch of damage. I don't actually mind any of that happening. Okay, so they go for that. And I think it's worth saving the Clint Weaver. I get to deal with the stuff there, yep. This makes sense. And it was a lifelinker. Yeah, they have Bone Brute is there, Phantom is there. I think if I win this game, I would not mind having access to the Rat. I haven't had it. The only game where I had it in my hand was the one where I was stuck at 3. Okay, they keep drawing in creatures, but so do I. So do I, and this is good. This is gonna make them lose 3 life. Okay, well, this is an easy attack now, of course. There's no reason to do anything with 2 mana. They could have a 3/2 that dies into a 2/2, but I can live with that. I have these additional stuff coming up. They could still have lifelinkers, so I'm not necessarily winning with the Assailant once they are at 3 or less. Okay, they are thinking what to do at the beginning of my combat. They don't have white up, so it cannot be the tap untap. I will pause the recording until something happens. Okay, they let me attack now without using all the timeouts. They can double block the Clint Weaver. They can single block. Okay, so this is going to be a 3 power creature. So it is the thing that dies into a 2/2, unless it's like a rare. Yeah, it was a Museum Nightwatch. That was actually the perfect blocker on that one. But now if they don't have a lifelinker, they will lose to this fella here. Might as well do this because I can. I will of course play the 5/5 face down because it will be able to kill that cap or the case here. Okay, so now if they are not... Look at this. I need this in the next game, not in this game. I don't think they can gain life at the instant speed with the face down creature. What was it? Phantom. Okay, they have a bunch of flyers. No, this has 4 power but only 3 toughness, which means my Growl Whipcrackers can block that thing. This, not so much. Okay, I'm facing multiple Marketwatch Phantoms, making my 2 mana 1/3s, less ideal. They are good blockers at 2/2s, but not so good when they keep flying. Nightwatch. This is another amazing deck, by the way. In this event, at least the opponents have had some truly great stuff. I don't think I can have time for the macabre reconstruction. It is a nice way to win the attrition war, but this is such a fast deck that I'm almost tempted playing the repeat offender now. But what can it even block? It's very bad against the inspectors, for instance. Yeah. Sanguine Savior of my own. I think that is the thing I want to do. Pick your poison. There are some things I can deal with, but I already have to make a cut now, and I think the cut is the assailant this time. And I know the robbery can be a little clumsy in these fast archetypes, against fast archetypes, but I'm not convinced the pick your poison is what I want to have. And if I do want to, I'm not cutting the robbery here. I like the alibi as like a kind of, I just like it. This removal is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have it like this. Now let's have a good one. And by good one I mean a starting hand. I don't want to be mulliganing now. It seems to be a difficult matchup regardless. Okay, they are mulliganing. I have a good hand and I can even have that they went this way. If they have one of their novice inspectors, I have the whip cracker again. Although this time they are on the play, so they might crack the clue on turn 2. Okay, there's none of that. Look at this. And I'm at 4 lands already thanks to they went this way. Repeat offender. Okay, tipster. I'm gonna have a tipster here. So this is pretty good game plan now. Next turn, they went this way. Then I can see how much time they take to fill the board. I might even do an outrageous robbery in the meanwhile. I could have blocked there. It's actually something I could have done. But I felt like I don't want to do it. Alright. I will maybe... Well, let's see. I have a double black. I guess I might want to have a double green too. The tipster is too good with the outrageous robbery. I think I'm going to take another 4 here, but then I'm starting to... Yeah, then I'm starting to do differently. I hope I have a land drop here. That would be the perfect one. Well, I did not, because I wanted to get x equals 4 here and then go for a deadly cover-up. But now I can do x equals 3, of course. I can even kind of slow play a little bit here. If I want to, I can play the whip cracker and... I don't have to be greedy. I can just block and hope I reveal a land with the robbery, because if I block with this thing, I won't have necessarily 5 mana on the next turn if this thing reveals no lands and I don't draw a land. It's quite unlikely, but it's possible. I guess I can just then play a whip cracker and these things. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that plan. Although I could also crack a clue and play the analyst here. The analyst is a good blocker in these guys. Well, let's try to hit a land drop this way. Okay. I'm still, I think because that 1-3 is a good one against these offenders, I should do this. Okay, they have a 1 mana thing. It would be the Death Touch lifelink investigate trick. If this is not like a, full control or something. Alright, land is great news. Now, I can even play the whip cracker and the analyst, but I don't think it's... Because I am about to rat the board. very soon. I can do this. Let's see how many lands it's gonna mill. If I collect evidence, I can actually exile the leering onlooker before they can use it. But we'll see how much evidence is gonna be collected now. Oh well, I'm not be collecting any, but I will be getting some. I don't know why they are thinking, I mean, if they have the dead touch lifelink trick, there's no point, you know. I mean, they are not gonna use it here, so I don't understand what's the point with this. Okay, there's one land only. Okay. I'm gonna hold this whip cracker. I wanna use it later, because after ratting. So I did get evidence in here. They are of course missing their white mana here. So they have still potentially 4 spells in their hand. But I have of course the robbery, which can give me such a massive number of cards. Okay, they're gonna go for that. So either I take 3 or I can make them. Yeah, the thing is, I really like the mana that the tipster provides me. I'm just gonna go for this. Because now if I do this actually makes it so that man, I can't draw the lands. I can wait with the rat a little bit here. But this is truly annoying. I might actually have to just go for the robbery now main phase. Get 3 and hit my land drops that way. I can afford to be slow here, of course. But any creature I'm gonna play will be eventually killed by the cover-up. They might even suspect this guy. Okay, I don't want to do the robbery right yet. I'm gonna do this because I can, you know, double block again. No planes from them. Okay, they are just suspecting. I guess this is gonna be the death touch trick, which is fine. Well, it might be something different. They might just want to trade with this, but I think it is the death touch trick. And I'm getting a few points of life here. And they will lose that guy anyway, and they have only the 1-3, and I'm now getting... I think this is the good turn. Now I got the 6, the x equals 4, and let them ideally... I guess I could have killed this clue, but no, then I couldn't. X equals 4. I'm going to go for this now. 4 is gonna be enough for me. Okay, they get the planes. So at which point am I going to rat it? Well, let's see how they are developing their board first. Phantom. And a thinking cap. So I kind of want them to use this. I'm doing this regardless. I'm not gonna be any greedier than I have already been. Yep. Okay, a lot of these phantoms. I won't... Okay, that was a good set. The on the job will be pretty fantastic here. Now, how greedy am I going to be? I can get another robbery, by the way. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm doing this, and then I am going to use the Nyx Weaver to get something back from the graveyard, which could be the... This is gonna be a 3-4, so I don't get any great blocks in here, but I guess I can jump and get a robbery here. I know I could use on the job here, but I feel like I'd rather use the rat. So now the thing is, I'm at 13. If they don't add to the board, I can do the robbery on the next turn. If they add to the board, I can now just rat the board. And this is the perfect thing. I can actually even eat the clue. Look at this. Alright, I think that I have won the game. And finally the cover up is doing its thing. I can eat the clue with the whip cracker. So this is that. I will collect the evidence to get rid of the onlooker. 6. Bite. Tipster. And this goes away and I get to see what's in their library. Fuss, Bother. There's the Wisp Drinker too. This deck is pretty good. Alright, they have a soul search though, so they can actually get rid of my robbery if they draw it. But nothing like amazing. I mean, nothing that I can't handle here. Case here, the Bone Brute. Okay, end search. There was no further copies of that card, so I think I did exile everything. Yep. And no extra card for you. I should not lose this game. Just play my stuff now. I didn't see a rat in there. So let's just have this victory. I definitely don't need this robbery here, but it's cool to have it. At least if they draw the soul search, they have these both things there. Okay, well the game is gonna be over very soon because I have the on the job. Was this a lethal already? This is 9 plus 8, 17. 17 damage, so not quite lethal, but very... Actually it was. They have an empty hand, they played their land. So, investigate. That's 8 damage. 14, 17, and I would have had mana for this. Exactly 19. Alright. Alright, I think it was a shame I didn't trophy with this deck, but the red-green opponent had so good starts there that I mean every opponent actually deserved also to win the matches based on their decks, and it was really kind of crazy that I won the match 1. That seemed like maybe the best deck out of these all opponents, but everyone had a great deck. So winning 2 out of 3 is a good result in that regard as well. Vein Repair, insane. It's very good to have to analyze the pollen. And I didn't even always get the Vein Repair, I got other things too. Glint Weaver is great. Yeah, I think this deck was pretty darn good. It had some fillers like the Assailant, but decks usually have fillers. Maybe I could have used a Murder in here. But black wasn't actually that open. After getting this thing passed, black wasn't very open. Alright, well that was a good run, definitely, and I think it's a nice video also because the opponents had really good decks and there were a lot of decision points in the matches. Claim the prize in here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.